human is an intellectual animal. And when we say human is an intellectual animal, and why is that? When we are born as a baby, you know, we totally enjoy everything. When we are eating, we are just eating. Because we don't have language to interpret. And language become thought, thought revolve inside us. And we interpret everything with the language, and language become thought, and thought become memory. So when we are kid, as I was talking before, when we are eating, we don't have language. We haven't learned that. So when we are just eating, we are just eating. We have nothing to interpret that I'm eating. Or anything, looking with wonder at sky. Looking at colors, playing with water, anything. We just totally there. Moment to moment, we are fully living. We are enjoying everything. Moment to moment. 1 second, let me check the video is continuing. So, yes, it's continuing. Yeah. So, what happens? Then we learn languages, and we start learning to form words, sentences, thought, that become thought, and thought become memory. As we say, like, for example, I'm interpreting everything with the language. So that will, if I did something yesterday, that will become my memory for today. I'll say, oh, I did that yesterday. So I start interpreting everything with the thought. So what that do, the point I'm coming to, so before the language, you were enjoying the food without interpreting. You were just there. Now your memory mixed with it. Your interpretation of everything mixed with your moments. So right now, for example, if you're eating, you will not be just eating. You will be thinking, I did this yesterday while you were eating. Somebody said good thing to me, somebody said bad thing to me, I did this. Your state of interpreting mixed with your current deed, your current whatever you're doing. If you're eating, with eating you're doing million things. So life which was before language happening moment to moment, now become that moment, that thing you're doing, plus memory and plus interpretation from that memory, thoughts mixed with it. So you are not fully enjoying anything. You are not fully there. And then comes our, as we start getting older, 5, 6, 7, our so-called education system, our parents, our society, as they are possessed with the same state, they created the language, they created those, our education system, our way of life. So where their whole focus will be, their focus will be how we can go ahead than other people, and we have worldly things which can give me that peace which I lost out of ignorance, which I lost because that interpretation state created with the thoughts and mind. Because with the things, for some time you lose that memory and thoughts. You watching a movie, you forget for some time. You feel reprieve. You feel that present indirectly. With the liquor, you feel that memory went down, and you feel peace, happiness for some time, because that million things of mind state went away for some time with intoxication. So what society wants you to accumulate those things so that you can have those more things, so that you can enjoy the present. They don't know that, like, you are indirectly going this at the same place which I'm talking about, but since they just know the pleasure out of consumption, so they want you to accumulate and become slave of things so that you can enjoy that present for some time through a good car, good house, other accumulated things, or drinks, or good food, even though even though you will, after a few moments, you come back to the same suffering state. You come back to to that memory state, because one day you bought a new car, and then next day it's just, one day you are happy, next day it becomes the same boring thing, because you are back to your own, that miserable self. So again we come back to our point that society created first that artificial self in us. That is necessary. You have to learn language and everything. So first they created that necessary artificial self or memory inside you. So and then they trying to win it with more things, with the language, with everything, rather than, now this is the main point, rather than understanding it, why it's happening, and with the understanding the problem goes away, and creating a cure for it with the understanding, we want to win it. Society wants you to win it. Having more things means winning that artificial self which we created. And people who become billionaires, they come to know, no, I have everything, but still I'm miserable. Because you can't delete that artificial self without understanding it, without knowing that life is bigger than thought and mind. You know, when Buddha got enlightened, he was eating an orange. They said, what you come to know? He said, I come to know that when I'm eating orange, I'm eating orange. He's talking about that real self, which we lose with the thought and memory. I came back to that, he said. So when I'm eating orange, I'm just eating orange. So, society take you more away from yourself, that real self, when they teach you to win it, as we talked before, when they teach you to win, you becoming more unrelaxed, desperate. You can't, because you can't win something which doesn't exist. That artificial self we created doesn't exist. How you will win it? And out of that, then you create hypothetical goals. I will become prime minister, I will become billionaire, then I'll be happy. Which takes you more away from that present, that real self. That's the tragedy happened to human beings. And then you think this memory and accumulation of thought approach is all aspects of life. Because it's so important, because when you think I'm going to achieve this, becoming a prime minister, for example, achieving that hypothetical thought, it's a hypothetical thought, right? It's assumed by us. Country is assumed on the paper. It's one universe, authentically. So, prime minister of that is assumed too. Yes, we need it to live in this world, organized things, that's okay. But just for organized things, we made it a matter of pride. So, that hypothetical goal, becoming billionaire, prime minister, we think is the utmost important thing, and which will come out of that artificial self. Listen to it again. That memory and accumulation of thought taught to us by the society, and then it's teaching us to win it so that you can indirectly enjoy the present. That's how they learned. Not with understanding, with fighting. And they want you to fight something which doesn't exist. Our accumulation, thoughts and memory doesn't exist. And because through that we want to become prime minister or anything, that hypothetical goal, to us that accumulation of artificial self become the most important thing, without understanding that it's created in us, it doesn't exist. you go more far away from the present, and then you put that on all aspects of life. For example, you love someone, you say, I love you, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife. If you fit in my frame of intellectual self, intellectual, artificial memory frame, if you do certain things, I love you. So my suitable thought that you suit me, you fit in my thing, is loving you, not me. That suitable thought loving me. Me is different. That mind's thought, that suitable framework which I created, you fit in that. So I love you. And next day when you doesn't fit in that frame, what happened? I hate you. So in one moment love goes away, one moment comes back. Love is not that. That is thought going on. Life. Love is a state. State never go away. Mother's love never go away from kid. So love is a state, not a thought. So love is our nature. That's why I say there is only one religion in the world. Unconditional love towards whole existence. And there is a line. Everything else is bullshit. It is bullshit. Because your true nature brings unconditional love out of you. Your state brings that out of you. Everything else is that artificial accumulation of thoughts and memory. So all those aspects, all hypothetical goals, all those relationships and anything, your deeds in this world, everything comes out of that artificial self, not that real self. And when you leave all those assumed things, with the understanding, when you understand that it's created. It's not if I'm changing every moment according to situation as we talked, or it's not giving me any originality, any happiness. With the understanding, it goes away. You come back to your real self. What is real self? Where there is no expectation, no wishes, no coming and going, no longing for so-called hypothetical success, no fear of failure, not looking at anything or anyone as something to use. when you replace all that with perspective, you come back to your real self. When, for example, if you are a doctor, before you're treating someone, your focus is, I'll get something out of that person. I'll get some money from that person, this or that. You are looking at that person like a thing to use it. Now you change. Now you're doing, as I said, your true nature is just being calm, and that brings love out of you. Then treating that person is enough. That love is enough for you. That helping someone is immense reward for you. You are so happy with it that you are not looking for anything else. That's the other thing you get. Well, you live, you get money, anything. I'm not saying don't work or don't do anything, but your focus, prime focus is welfare of the society and existence, not just society, everything. Now what we are doing, because of that artificial self and memory, we are trying to use it to achieve something hypothetical goal, and that hypothetical goal, the roots are in that artificial self. So with the understanding, you remove all that and you come back to that real self, where there is a silence, zeroness, nowhere to go, no wishes, no expectation, just quiet vastness of awareness, calmness, understanding, silence. At the end, there is just silence. Understanding brings silence. That vastness of peace. Then your coming in this world is complete. That is the grace of human. Fruit is unconditional love of human nature. And the whole goal is to achieve that state of silence, to which that fruit of unconditional love, that calmness and peace happens. At the end, you go back to that beautiful, present, spontaneous silence and peace. Truth bless us all. Thanks for listening to me with utmost love. Have a good one.